So what I do is quickly I'll give the overall flow of this repo data, all this new syntax, what
Okay.
is the prerequisite, everything I'll give you the brief first flow
Yes.
completely. Okay, now so
Okay.
that it will be interesting. You can see my screen, right?
Ah, yes, visible.
Right. So basically what we are doing here is this is ECC. Okay. From ECC, we are going to S4 HANA here. S4 HANA. Again, the S4 HANA, different models is one is on premises. One is on premises. Is voice clear, Priyanka?
Yes, sir, cleared.
Okay. One is on premises. Other one is private cloud. Private cloud. And other one is public cloud. And this is the public cloud. Cloud here. This is S4 HANA. Now I think all the projects are migrating to S4 HANA from ACC
Yes.
because I think 2027 only target or this
Mhm.
year end only. So client they don't have the option now here. They are go to S4 HANA here. Okay. So many clients, it depends of their business and all. So again they go uh, either greenfield or it's called as brownfield. Brownfield. So these are the two options for the client
Okay.
for all the existing clients. What they do is if they go for the greenfield, they have to do complete as a new, complete new all the existing programs and all they have to build from the scratch if they go for the greenfield. If they go brownfield, what they do is they just uh, make it compatible to S4 HANA. This one. Make it compatible the existing code,
Okay.
make it the existing code compatible with S4 HANA by checking with the tool ATC, ABAP Test Cockpit. With the ABAP Test Cockpit, so they will check all the existing code. Is it fine to work for the S4 HANA or not? Here. This step will be the part of the migration here. This one. And so either they go for on-premises private cloud, not more or less same only. Not more or less, the same only. Same only here. It works both the cases. It works GUI or GUI applications. GUI will work here. Both on-premises case and private cloud case here. Whereas here, right, here the GUI will not work here. Here is only the apps here. Only through the apps for the business transaction codes and For the development environment, so development environment will be this a development environment. Development environment, it should be only Eclipse here. It is only Eclipse here. Here only Eclipse here. But whereas development environment, if your client is going for the GUI, on-premises or private cloud, GUI also will support. This is a simple flow. Okay, so whether they go for the on-premises or private cloud is completely depends on the client. What my analysis is, or with I spoke to so many people. So public cloud challenges are like the cost point of view and all. There are many challenges are there in the public cloud. Hence, clients are not so much interested to go to the public cloud. They are going to on-premises or the private cloud only, mostly on-premises. Because once they go to public cloud, system is not in our control. System is maintained by the SAP. You cannot do a lot of custom reports, custom things. Everything will be taken care by the SAP. I mean, the standard only should follow here. Here. So less customizing scope in the public cloud. So are getting here? Any
Yes, sir.
questions here? Any questions here in this flow?
No, sir.
Okay. So now, if it comes to this RAP point of view and all these new areas, what all the important things for all these areas to work is important thing is new ABAP syntax. Okay. CDS views. Okay. And RAP. I'll come to OData also. RAP. This is for both models of on-premises and public cloud. Public cloud. On-premises slash private cloud. Both are same. I'll show you even for example for any apps and all, right? You go to
Okay.
here. I'll show the apps also. It'll give you both are same only. Pure apps library. So if you go to here, for example, but if you go to here, mm, I'm trying to show what I'm trying to show is all the apps also is two models, two types they built. Okay, one set of apps is for the private cloud and on premises, and this is all price here. All can you see here? Print screen. Hello.
Yes, sir. Visible.
So this is what they will has been categorized apps which falls under the private cloud and on-premises is one category here. If you take all the apps here, right? If you go to here, banking operations, finance, for example, okay, you take any app, right? So this app will work for the on-premises and the private cloud, both it will work like this. Okay, so here the concept of this here, NeoPep syntax, CDS view, wrap. Okay, the wrap advantage is programming model is what I can say here. Better is this is the flow. Flow is this is the NeoPep syntax, CDS view. These two is form the wrap. Actually, is very important. Must to know both these two here. And this wrap programming model is going to use either to build the applications for the on-premises or the public cloud. See, basically what is this? Nothing. Very simple. What is the flow is like this. Flow is flow of this wrap or this flow is this is business T code, right? Business T code is like in GUI, right? In GUI, we call as MM01, right? MM02, MM03, and VA01, right? VA02, and MA21N. This is all the business transaction codes. You know, right? All of you know. This is the business transaction codes. So user is
Yes.
going for the business purpose. This is what the user was using earlier in the ECC. Okay, now what is this one is Fiori. This is the Fiori apps. This is the Fiori app. Fiori app instead of the business transaction codes. This is going to be used by the users here. User 1, user 2, user 3. Why the Fiori apps is because they are compatible for all three types of devices: desktops, tabs, and mobile phones. Hence, Fiori apps is more. It became more. I mean, very important. I mean, all the applications are going instead of MM01, MM02. They are going to Fiori apps, and also it will be called as lightweight, very simple one. Fiori apps, not like very complex skins you see like in MM01, MM02 like this. And these Fiori apps built on which concept has been built is they have been built earlier with the Fiori UI5. This is UI5 front end. This is complete this front end. We call it front end Fiori apps. Okay. And then UI5 and here it comes your OData. Okay. And this Fiori apps now what you can do is you can build using the wrap programming model also here. A wrap programming model. This is the main concept of the what is exactly the wrap. Okay. So as mentioned here, okay, again this wrap to build the wrap, you need the above syntax you should know and then CDS view. If these two you know is enough. Okay, is completely wrap is like framework means it will generate automatically the things like in the many scenarios and all. There only you should write the code. Specific blocks only you should write the your own code. Completely OOPS based code. So how it looks is in the system I'll show. I'll go to Eclipse. First I'll show you the app. Have seen any of you app till now or not? Any apps? So I'll show here. Any questions, Tanusha?
No, sir, I just joined before 5 minutes.
Okay. Hello, Avish.
Yes, sir.
Hi. Bella, who's the Bella? Hi. Hi. For building the app, no other option. We must do it only in the Eclipse only. GUI, you cannot do the development. So I'll explain in the meantime the flow of the data, how it goes in the in the RAP programming model. So what we are going to do is we are going to create on the database tables. So this is the database tables. So database tables, we are going to create the CDS views, data modeling. We call it data modeling. CDS views. On the CDS views, so we are going to create a root entity, and after the root entity, metadata extension, simple. And then this is the flow, CDS view, root entity, then metadata extension. So we'll be going to do here behavior definition. Here we'll write the actual code. Behavior definition. And then service definition. Service definition. Then we are going to give the service binding here. Service binding. And from this service binding, what Fiori, right? This is the Fiori UI5 team. Fiori people, they will take this service information of our RAP application, and then they will build as a Fiori app, user interface, nothing but Fiori app. This is the user interface. called as UI, user interface. User will access here. This is the user 1. User 2. User 3 here. So they will access the Fury apps here. Okay. So I just show you quickly that some apps here. Go to here. So you can go to from here. Fury apps you can launch from here. Fury Launchpad. Okay. Same user ID and password what you use for the from SAP GUI. Just for this is Fury login. Now what we have done is the users will log in with this one only. Suppose you want to see the material creation MM01 here. So why RAP programming model is become very famous is because this programming model is suitable for both on-premises and the cloud applications. For that reason. This is how this will connect to the SAP backend system. They create material. So this is one app, that's all. You go and create one new material here. Okay. Say suppose one new material you are going to create here. Say suppose I'm going to create a chemical material number here or some beverages, for example. Enter here. Basic data one. Enter material number. This is going to create Mara table only. Material for cool drinks. So base units of measure kg. So maybe with the material group here. This is the app now actually. This app has been built by SAP based on MM01 only. So if I go here 100 and then net weight is 50, then unit of weight is for example kg here. Save it now. So the moment you go save it, now what you are doing is you are creating the materials now instead of MM01 through the app. Data will go and sit in the Mara table. Which material number? 767. Save it here. Right? Continue. Continue. Now you can check it the data here flow. What is 11? Mara table. Display. Go to the contents. See the material number. That's all. So you just get it through the app. Okay. So if I go to this RAP programming model, how the output and it looks is, I'll show you one. Okay. For example, how it looks, the output of the RAP application is, what you are going to do is, you can go to here, service binding. Choose the data here. You log into front end, go to here, choose all the fields here, data, click on go. This is the data we have built on the RAP application. So you join the tables, and from the CDS view, from this flow, the data will come here. From this flow, from this flow, from this flow. We'll see all this one. What is this one? Metadata extension. Now, what is the root view entity? What and all we should behavior definition now, service definition now. All the things we'll see the part of the training here. So once you do this, once the execution will happen here, the Fury backend is SAP data will go to this is SAP S4 HANA system. Okay. Finally, the data will come to you from this system only to you. But it comes through this flow. Through this flow. Any questions? Hello? Slightly this terminology will be different, but once you are going on doing it, you understood this one. So this is called as a data model here. Whatever the CDS base and all you are doing, we call as CDS data modeling, data you are representing. And then apps you are building in in this app, whatever the operations you do, you just bring the data, you update the data, data will go and sit in this database tables finally here. There's not anything rocket. Okay, so without the RAP earlier programming model, right? What that concept is here? You go to here. Yeah. Fury app. Okay. Based on the UI5. This is the UI5 front end. UI5. UI5 front end developer. Okay. So they do the development, the front end and back end here. This is the back end. Back end here. Back end here. SCGW. Right. ABAP developer will write the code inside the methods in GUI, and the data will flow from front-end Fury app to backend SAP or vice versa. Or vice versa. using the methods we develop in SCGWT code. I'll show you just quickly one SCGWT code, how it looks under. That is what the OData. Go to here, OData. This is what the old wrap, right? The old training and all, what you see the application is, you can see here only. Everything you can build here. Up to here you can see it, because apps, building the apps, this is the next step. Are getting point here? Building the apps based on the wrap programming model is the responsibility of the front-end Fiori UFI developers. They're not app developers generally. Okay. Now, so I'll show you the SCGW, what that OData concept and all. We go to here. We go to SCGW. Right here. And go to here. This is where we create a data model and all. Data definitions and all. Instead of CDS view, we create here the directly will take the table fields here. And then we can see here runtime artifacts. Here we write the code for all the CRUD operations. This all methods generate system automatically. You write the code. You don't generate a methods. System will generate. Then we write the code here. This code. So for example, we are getting the data from the table. Okay. So this is going to execute when you run from the Fiori front-end app. So for us, if you want test, so we can test using the SAP Gateway client. The flow is like this. Again here, for the OData, all applications to test the OData applications. So this is the SAP Gateway client. SAP Gateway client. Flow is like this, SAP Gateway client, and this is SCGW T-code methods, and from this methods, so data will go into SAP. This is the SAP database tables. If it is data insert scenarios, create, update, or delete those scenarios. From here, the data will go into here. Methods, you write the code, ABAP code. That code is responsible to transfer the data to here. Okay, I'll show you how it looks the SAP Gateway client. We go to here. This is GW here. Right, we can go to here. We can test, we can go to here, click here, SAP Gateway client. Okay, choose the entity data set, and then you can get the data here. Click on execute. Data will come here to the XML format here. This is the data here. This is materials data here from the tables. So everything, all the OData applications, right? We will test from to this gateway client only. We can test all the to the gateway client, because from here the flow is from here. From here the data will go to, this is Fiori app. Fiori app. Gateway client is the middleware system within the system, within the SAP. One system, you can say one system. So to test all your SAP applications here. And from here the user will access. This is the user. user 1, user 2. So they will access this one here. Once they access the Fiori app, okay, data flow, either data will come from here to here for the extraction scenario, or data will go from here, Fiori app front end, give that, save it, CRUD operations for all CRUD operations, and from here to here the data will go. You have written the code here. You have written the code here. This code responsible to transfer the data. Here you can update. You can write if it is a custom tables, you update insert mod or update, modify, delete, or if it is a standard tables, you use the BAPI here. This is the flow. Any questions? Any questions here?
No, sir.
So what I am designing is, or what I designed, I can say, okay, this is the course content. So my suggestion is, we should not consider this as a typical way of code training. Okay, the more you do the practice, the more it will be effective. This training. This is what I designed. Simply, just go through it. So if you want, I can add the CDS views, so sorry, new web syntax also, which is required for the this RAP programming model point of view. Because the interview point of view, new web syntax also they will focus more. This BTP account, if you do it right, you can, without our SAP system access, so you can use the standard tables of SAP and all, but not Mara, Marcy, Mardi and all. But those flight tables and all you can access using this BTP trial account. So this is what I design the course contains. But we go for more scenario wise, so that you can update in the resume those scenarios, and then you can move on. So automatically all the concepts will be cleared. So approximately, right? Approximately the design is 30 hours is the maximum course duration for this one. 25 to 30. So you can bring all interview questions and all, we can discuss, and then we can do it more interview oriented, and then concept, and then scenario oriented. And this will see all this practically, all these things. If you do practically only, you can answer the interview easily. And then if you do it practically, you can tell that these are the challenges I have faced. And to tell very frankly, you might be knowing already, not many people in the market knowing this new concepts of RAP, OData and all these things. Very few people. Okay. If you do it, just at least up to some extent, you will get the job easily. That's what a lot of my friends are telling, that when they are doing the interview, people are not knowing the basics much also about the RAP and all, especially. Okay. See, it's not a big thing. What the programming model is, how this programming model RAP is come into picture is, 5 minutes will explain. Programming model is earlier ABAP based on the model pool. Model pool programming. This is the first programming model. Next, recently it has come, the next model is ABAP Fiori programming model. Programming model using the BOPF concept. BOPF concept. Next, it has come the RAP. This is the third model, RAP. This is how the program is evaluated based on the model pool, based on the Fiori programming model. Then it came to RAP programming models. For all the reporting interfaces, so everything will be done with this RAP concept. For example, if you want to build any new report, we don't need to go to now the ALV reports. We can build through the RAP programming model only, using the apps, as apps it will come. All RISEF, right? If you go to RISEF, reports will be done with this concept only. All types of reports. and interfaces, of course, all the types of interfaces. Forms, still you should do in the SAP only forms, but there is an integration between this RAP and Adobe Forms. Only Adobe Forms is suggested to use it in the S4 HANA instead of the smart forms, right? RIC. C anyway, not much, only migration projects we need. RIC and F. Enhancements. Here, right? Here more they are going for a clean core concept and all. We can go through all this theory point of view, and wherever it is possible, the hands-on, whatever is possible, clean core concept. This they are expecting in the interviews. Clean core concepts and workflow also. If you want some expo workflow also, 1 or 2 sessions I will take. Flexible workflow. Put as many things as possible in the resume. This is more customization. Through the customization, you do the workflow activity, less ABAP coding compared to your classical ABAP coding, ABAP programming model. Any questions? This will do hands-on. So, I mean, scenario-wise, automatically all these things will get more clarity for you. Any questions? I'll stop the recording.